Well, I decided to do it natural because in my family we currently do everything natural, as far as no medications, we take herbs and do natural things. So I thought it would be only right to try and have him natural. He's the last of the bunch.
She said she wanted to have it natural, so I said I'm with it. That's what she wanted to do, so I was just like, let's get it.
When Diamond first said she was going to do this thing natural, I thought it was crazy. I was like, nah, we ain't doing that, because I already know. I've been there every single birth, for real. I already knew how Diamond was. I was like, this not going to work. I don't know. But she pulled through.
I went in and I talked to my OBGYN, and I asked her how did she think that would go, and she said, give it a try. We have midwives here. Well, I got connected to a midwife named Nancy, and the first visit with her was just wonderful. And I was still undecided a little bit as far as what I was going to do, water birth or just natural in the hospital. And she told me that I could do it right at home. So I said, okay, this sounds great. I just knew the experience was going to be very wonderful. When I pulled up to her location, I thought it was going to be a building, and it was her house. And I went in, and she had tons of pictures of babies that she had delivered. Like, I mean, covering the walls, the ceilings, everywhere you went. And she was very down to earth. She's an older lady, and she had been doing it for about over 30 years. I learned that you really didn't need to be in a hospital at all. And I mean, I knew that from going to her that, oh, you can have it at home, you don't have to have it in the hospital, but the insight that your baby don't need to go to the hospital afterwards, you just can deliver and just go right back to bed if you want to. So it's easier if you already had previous kids. You know, you won't be freaked out, or your body is already know how to process labor and pregnancy. When I was 16, I got pregnant with Darryl, and I wasn't really eating right, taking care of my body. I just like, okay, I'm pregnant. You know, I was going to all my doctor's appointments, I will say that, but I didn't get really a lot of knowledge as far as probably just taking this prenatal life. With Darryl, they induced me, and all these years later I found out that I didn't have to be induced, and that's something that I thought I had to be induced. They said she wasn't growing well, she wasn't ready to come. So that was, you know, that was very scary, going in there, them doing the epidural, them making me have contractions. She was breached, them turning her around to force her to come. And I learned with this pregnancy that you don't have to force a baby to come. The baby will come on its own when it's ready. So that's something that I wouldn't have done, because also I was in the hospital for a very long time. I was in labor for 48 hours with Darryl. Just from that whole process, I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't move out of my bed. I couldn't do anything. I had a catheter. I couldn't go to use the bathroom if I wanted to. With Maya, it was a slight difference. With her, I found out I was going into labor because I kept calling them saying I have to poop. And it was like, oh no, you're fine. And I was like, no, I have to poop. I gotta poop. And so by the time I went to the hospital, I was already, I think, 5 or 6 centimeters. And so I was pushing her at home on my own. And she was 2 weeks early, and Darryl was my first one. She was a month early. I started to labor on Demaya's birthday, and I said, Lord, please don't let them have the same birthday. But long story short, Darryl told me to go walk, and that's my husband. So I went to go walk. I walked for 30 minutes listening to my music, and I came back, and my mucus plug came out. I called Nancy. She said, okay, let's prepare to have a baby, in the calmest voice ever. And I'm like, okay, Darryl, I'm having a baby. He was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, she said I'm gonna have it. So anyways, my labor with that, I was literally running up and down the hallway, walking, on my pregnancy ball. I was getting hot and cold. I can just put my coat on when I'm hot, my hoodie on when I'm, when I'm cold, put my hoodie on, and when I'm hot, I can take it off. I could eat whatever I want to eat, and she kept telling me to eat things that would give me energy. So a lot of things with protein, doing honey, coconut water, whatever you name it. When I was in pain, I got to put a heating pad on my back if I needed to. It just went, oh, I'm laying there in pain. She said, you can have a glass of wine. I was like, okay, but I didn't do that. But like I said, I got in the birthing tub. I had planned to birth in the tub, but being that he was stuck on my pelvis and sunny side up, I couldn't birth in the tub. So last minute, trying to get him out and stuff, I had got on the couch to relax, and that's why I ended up birthing him in my living room on my couch.
And she was pushing for a long time though. But like, I seen the baby head come out like once or twice, then it get sucked right back in, but it was the wrong way. I remember Damn just like, this shit fuck it. I'm ready to go. Take her to the hospital. Take her to the hospital. And then me, Corinne, my mom just tell her, just hold on, just push one more time, push one more time. She just was screaming like she was taking the shit, like she was screaming, like she couldn't even like she was concentrated. And I remember just saying the baby head just come out, just come out, just come out. And the lady was like, just do it one more time. And Dan was like, no, I can't, just go to the hospital. And I told Dan, I was running. Last thing I remember, I said, just one more time. If you don't get this time, you gonna go to the hospital. And then the lady was like, Nancy was just saying like, if you go to get in the car right now, you gonna have the baby in the car. So after that, she pushed one more time real hard, and the baby came out, and just like a miracle, you know, just tears of joy.
The baby was turned, so we had to put her in like 4 or 5 different positions for her to turn the baby, for Nancy to turn the baby. It was just scary. I know her like so well, so I know her her pain tolerance. And closest to the end, like I started crying because she was in so much pain and I could feel it.
I got to hold my husband's hand, my best friend's hand, and her hand. And at the end, I really thought my life depended on her. I grabbed her hand and squeezed it, and I made her look me in my eyes and tell me that everything was going to be all right because I had given up.
That morning, I went on the couch. I was like, oh my God, because I was tired that I saw my brother when he was on the couch with my mom.
I was so excited because I knew it was a boy and I knew he was going to be Clay.
Once I birthed him, I breastfed for the first time ever. When I was in the hospital, they wasn't laying them on your breast to be fed afterwards. They was taking them and rushing them off to another room. You didn't even get to bond with them immediately. And they would keep them in the nursery with him. She just put him on my breast and she said, you nurse for an hour. And I sat right there and nursed for an hour and bonded with him. Afterwards, he got to bond with my husband, something the hospital never does. They forget the male party. So that was a great experience too. And I got in the tub afterwards, got the relaxing herbs, and I was weighted on hand and foot in a good way. And when I was ready to lay down, I just got in my comfortable bed and laid down.
It was just a really cool, interesting experience because the midwife kept us abreast the whole time. Everything that was going on with Diamond's body, everything going on with the baby, like no machines, no nothing. She just knows. So it was just real cool in that way because you don't get that experience in the hospital. The doctor's not telling you nothing. You don't know what's going on with your baby. So I think that's why it was like the perfect thing. And I'm definitely gonna do it when it's my time, my go round.
It was a really great experience. If I can say out of everything, I would say just being in the comfort of my home. Your home is where you're comfortable. You go at every day. You could be at work all day. You can't wait to get home, you know. So it was like not having to be in the hospital and waiting 2 days later to get discharged. I was already there. So it was really great.